Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is Game 5 of some Peoria regional training that happened on August 26th, 2023. Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Cup, Saturday, September 23rd, starting at 11 a.m. And League Challenge, Thursday, September 28th, starting at 6 p.m. Central, both Central Time, and both at Die Hard Games. Check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game. I think this is game 2 of Miraidon versus Gardevoir here that night. And looks like Gardevoir was able to take the game 1, as you could see in parts 1 and 2. And I'm guessing Miraidon chose to go second in this game, or chose to go first in this game. So Miraidon going first here. Did they start all that? No, it's a tandem unit, right? Okay, so let me pause things here. I play this deck, I should know better. Alright, so we started with Raikou V in the active spot. It has a Forest Seal Stone on it. The V-Star Power was not used yet, though. Energy was attached, lightning energy was attached to that active Raikou V. And Miraidon V is on the bench, and it has the powerful tandem unit ability that lets you search your deck for 2 lightning Pokemon and put them on your bench. So built-in battle VIP pass, and I think we are seeing an electric generator here. Electric generator item card lets you look at the top 5 cards of the deck. You may put up to 2 lightning energy you find there onto your bench Pokemon in any way you like. So awesome hit there off of the electric generator. I imagine both of those energy are going to go onto the Miraidon EX on the bench there. Yep. Let me make sure I got the playback speed to where I want it to be here. Yep, I did. Alright, and we will let things resume here. Fleet-footed will be used on the active Miraidon V, or Raikou V, excuse me, to draw a card from the deck. Looks like another Raikou V was found and immediately slammed onto the bench, and we got the full setup here. Amazing turn 1 for the electric player, the lightning player. Over on Gardevoir's side, Zacian V hit the bench, and that infamous Battle VIP Pass is played. You guys must know what Battle VIP Pass does by now. Battle VIP Pass item card. You can only play it on your first turn. When you do, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Mew, Mysterious Tail will be found, as well as the Ralts, the child. Both will be put onto the bench there. Energy attached to the active Cresselia to retreat into that Mysterious Tail Mew, and I believe we will see a Mysterious Tail coming down. Mysterious Tail lets you look at the top 6 cards of the deck, and you may add any item card you find there to your hand and shuffle the rest of the cards into the deck. We're looking for another Battle VIP Pass. Can we see it? Oh, Ultra Ball, that's fine. Ultra Ball will be the item there. Taking a look at the rest of the cards, seeing what's in deck. Alright, what else do we have? Did I see some more Ralts in hand? Ultra Ball will be played, discarding an Ultra Ball and a Curlia to search the deck for a Pokemon card. Another Ralts will be found and put onto the bench. This is good. You want at least 2 Ralts down on your first turn. You really want all of them, but we'll take 2, so that way if one of them's knocked out, at least you will have another to evolve the next turn. Not sure if this is the Mirage Step Curlia build or not, but looks like Zacian V will use its Roar of the Sword ability to search the deck for a Psychic Energy and attach it to itself, ending the turn. Great turn 1 ability there on that Zacian V if you happen to have to or just happen to start it in your opening turn. Alright, play will resume over on the Lightning side of the field. We definitely are going to get a KO this turn. Would be nice to get a boss KO on that Zacian V there. But we'll see what happens. Fleet-footed being used by the active Raikou V to draw a card from the deck. The V-Star, yep, the V-Star power is there with the Forest Seal Stone. Forest Seal Stone, Star Alchemy, I believe is called. When you flip that V-Star marker, you could search your deck for any one card. I imagine we are going to see a boss's orders being found here to take out that 2-prize Zacian V there on the bench and go up 2 prizes on turn 2 of the game. Just Miraidon things. Raikou V will manually retreat into that fully powered up Miraidon there thanks to that turn 1 electric generator. Boss's orders, supporter per turn, being used to bring that Zacian V into the active spot, and Miraidon will take the KO, doing 220 damage to that Zacian. Perfect knockout. 2 prizes, turn 2. Mew is promoted. 2 Kirlias evolved onto the bench on Gardevoir side. And starting things off, the response turn with the Mysterious Tail. Looking at the top 6 and finding the item Rare Candy and adding that to the hand. Alright, so since both Ralts were evolved into Kirlia this turn, there can be no Gardevoir coming down this turn, so it's not going to be a response turn. It is going to be a further setup turn here on Gardevoir's side. Refinement being used on that Kirlia to discard the Rare Candy and draw 2 cards. Level Ball being found and played here to find another Ralts, I imagine. Definitely need to keep setting up and building the board for the end game, for the long game. Miraidon is great and fast in the early game, but it sometimes can run out of steam. These merry, flaffy builds are less likely to do that and have some play in the long run, but we'll see what happens. Second Refinement being used to discard a Psychic Energy and draw 2 more cards from the deck. We want to see more Ralts, another Ralts. Can we see the 4th Ralts if it's not prized? Reversal Energy being attached to Curly on the bench, and Professor's Research being the supporter per turn, discarding that hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Let's see if we can find that Ralts. I don't know, an argument can be made to keep that bench space open for something like Luminion for later. Body language here shows me that the turn might be slowing down. Look at all those shiny energy on that Miraidon there. And Gardevoir player passes things over to the Lightning player. Lightning player attaches a energy to the bench Raikou V. Tandem unit being used on the active Miraidon to search the deck for a Lightning Pokemon and add it to the bench. That Zeraora with free retreat being found. Yeah, I think I want to play that one over Flying Pikachu. At least until the new Zapdos comes out, and the Mew, of course, Mew EX, Zapdos EX, Mew EX, and the 151 set. Let me know what your favorite cards from 151 are in the comments. And if you were able to get one of those Pokemon Center ETBs, I still haven't. Alright, so we need to see a switching card here to switch into the Zeraora in order for Miraidon to chain its attack, because once it attacks, it cannot attack the next turn. Of course, if it goes to the bench and becomes active again, that effective attack is dissolved and it can attack, but it has to hit the bench first. Path to the Peak coming down, shutting off those rule box Pokemon abilities, and Judge, Path to Judge, the classic play here. Classic disruption play. Judge is a supporter that says both players shuffle their hands into their deck and draw 4 cards. Unlike Iono, does not matter how many prize cards there are. It's just flat 4 for you, 4 for me. Very powerful when combined with that pat to the peak. Alright, so if looking for a switch card or electric generator would work. I think that's what's being played here. I got a very bad camera angle there. Yep, that had to be what my electric generators look like. Just kidding, mine always hit 3 energy. Electric generator, looking at the top 5 and finding 0 lightning energy. So no lightning energy accelerated with the electric generator here. Miraidon will manually retreat into that free retreat Zera aura and passing things over. Oh man, this is not what Miraidon wants to see. It wants to just take prize after prize and really pressure the opponent in the early game. But not the worst in the world. Next turn there will be an attack most likely, and that path to the peak is in play there, slowing things down for Gardevoir. What can our Gardevoir player do? The active Mew can use its ability. Since it's a non-Roblox Pokemon, Pat to the Peak only stops Roblox Pokemon abilities. That also means the Curly on the bench have access to their refinement ability to draw more cards since they do not have a rule box either. Rare Candy. Evolve into that Gardevoir EX. Rare Candy lets you skip that middle evolution and go straight to the stage 2. So we got the Gardevoir EX, that's good. Now we need a way to get rid of the Path to the Peak, because that sure shuts off Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace ability. Refinement being used with that Curlia to discard the useless Manaphy and draw 2 cards. Looking for the Stadium or way to remove the Stadium. Path to the Peak here. Level Ball being played to search the deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less and add that to the hand. Is that going to be our 4th Ralts here? Getting it ready for next turn. I know there's a couple Curlia in the discard pile. Looks like that is a fail on the Level Ball. So the other, oh, look at that birthday cake. We had like 5-ish or something like a handful of people's birthday going on today here at the training gym. Energy manually attached to the active Mew, so it can retreat now. Oh man. Try not to get distracted by that cake there. It was delicious. Shout out to the baker. And Iono being the supporter per turn. Yeah, maybe. I think we're just distracted by cake right now. So Iono, supporter, both players shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of their deck, and then they each draw prizes remaining. Each draw prizes. What can I talk today? Let's start over. Iono, supporter card. Both players shuffle their hands, put it at the bottom of their deck, and then each player draws cards from the top of their deck equal to their remaining prize cards. Artisan found there. Thanks, Iono. Artisan doesn't matter what it does. It's the counter stadium to the Path to the Peak, meaning that Gardevoir EX Psychic Embrace ability is now online. Psychic Embrace lets you accelerate psychic energy from your discard pile to your psychic Pokemon in any way you like, but for every energy accelerated in this way, 2 damage counters must be taken by that Pokemon. Small cost to pay for infinite energy acceleration. Double Fog Crystal coming down here, it looks like. Fog Crystal lets you search your deck for basic psychic, energy, or Pokemon. Looks like Snake Eyes will be found there. Double psychic energy. And do we have an Ultra Ball to get rid of those, to put them in the discard pile to be accelerated with Psychic Embrace, Gardevoir EX's ability? We'll see. That Artisan Stadium can search the deck for a non-Roblox Pokemon and add it to the bench, but with the level ball being failed earlier, I don't think there is a wanted target for Artisan. It can be used to take a peek through the deck and end up being failed, but up to our player here. Mew's Mysterious Tail being used to look at the top 6 cards and find an item. Yep, we have some targets there. Battle VIP Pass isn't the worst to grab because that can just get discarded with Kirlia's Refinement ability. Super Rod would be good. There are a couple Kirlias in the discard, but like I said, I just don't know how many Ralts are there to evolve into the Kirlia, so maybe the Super Rod doesn't need to be played this instant. We'll see what our player decides here. They're playing. I'm just sitting here in the professor's lab watching and talking about Pokemon. Alright, so interesting decision here, consulting the hand, ultimately deciding on the Super Rod. A Gardevoir player says yes to recursion. There may even be a Ralts in the discard pile that I missed. Whoops. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Refinement, discarding a Psychic Energy and drawing 2 cards. Second Refinement coming down this turn. Yeah, let's make that angle a little bit better so I can see that discard pile, the lightning discard pile over there. I think we'll get there. Sorry if any of you are motion sickness prone. Let me know in the comments if you were. Artisan being used? No. And I don't think that Super Rod was played yet. I'll be honest, I was distracted by that those camera technical difficulties right there. But we got a crystal clear view of the field now, so small price to pay. Mew retreating into Cresselia. And we are going to spread some damage, take a Mary KO potentially. Psychic Embrace, accelerating energy, psychic energy from the discard pile onto the bench Kirlia, on each of the bench Kirlia and the active Cresselia. All of that damage going onto the board, but will be erased with Kirlia's attack. Kirlia's attack lets you move 20 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's a pretty good sniping attack. Another Psychic Embrace, accelerating energy onto the Mew there. So we have 80 damage to snipe here with a Cresselia's first attack, which I should know the name of. Hey, I got the Gardevoir deck right here. Let's see if I can find it right quick. Alright, Moonglow Reverse will be used to place 80 damage counters, or 8 damage counters from the Psychic side of the field onto that Mareep, taking the KO. Not too bad. Play will resume on the Lightning side, energy being attached to that Raikou V. We have 2 attackers pretty much ready to go here on the Lightning side of the field. Yeah, there's no way to ramp up and take a one-shot on the Gardevoir EX. So Zeraora will free retreat into the Raikou V. Raikou V will use its fleet-footed ability to draw a card from the deck while it's active. And nothing left to do but to take the KO. Not before an Ultra Ball being played here. A new Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball lets you discard 2 cards and search your deck for a Pokemon card. So Raikou V and Iono being discarded by Ultra Ball to search the deck for a Pokemon. And I believe we're going to see that Flaffy coming down. Flaffy, the promo, the pre-release promo. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Alright. Mary evolving to Flaffy. Flaffy with its Dynamotor ability, which lets you accelerate a lightning energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. I think it's bench lightning, but not 100% on that one. Either way, in this lightning deck, we got all the lightning boys, so it's most likely going to be to a lightning Pokemon. If it doesn't have to be. Alright, so yeah, this Gardevoir deck making things harder for the lightning deck with only one prizers on the board. Of course, the Gardevoir is a two prizer, but it cannot be one shot by the Miraidon deck, this Miraidon iteration. The ones with all the Regieleki could get there. That's a lot of Regieleki and a lot less consistency than these Flaffy builds here. Dynamotor, Flaffy, accelerating energy from the discard onto that Miraidon. Escape Rope coming down. Item card makes your opponent promote a new active Pokemon first, and then you do the same, followed by a Quick Judge. Judge, both players shuffle their hands into their deck and get 4 cards. So now we're looking for that path to the peak to disrupt that psychic embrace of Gardevoirs. Artisan being used by our lightning player here. Nope, you cannot find Raikou V or a rule box Pokemon with Artisan, I don't think. So I'm sure our players will catch it here. It may not matter, but let's see. Does my current Gardevoir build have Artisan? You silly lightning player. Artisan. Yep, you have to search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. So that Raikou V should not be on the bench. Either way, we'll move on here. Oh no, we are breaking the board. I think that's what they found. Let's go back before I might be being silly here. Okay, so we'll go back before Artisan was allegedly used. We just resolved Judge right now. Artisan, they pointed to the Artisan, and then they found Raikou V, and then we're going to electric generator to it. So yeah, really both players are responsible for maintaining board state here. So our Gardevoir player should have noticed this as well. But you know, especially in our practice training games, zero stakes, all about learning here. So we'll just learn that Artisan cannot find a rule box Pokemon here. Let me read it one more time. Once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box and put it on their bench. Alright, but anyways, just for the sake of the video, Electric Generator will be played. Taking a look at the top 5 cards there, looking for energy, psychic, or electric energy. And a single electric energy was found and attached to that bench Raikou V. That should be in the deck. Alright, that path to the peak coming down. Blocking rule box Pokemon abilities once again, and Miraidon attacking for 220 damage, taking out that poor small Pokemon, Mew. Cresselia being promoted into the active spot. Level Ball being played on the Psychic side to search the deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. Fail on the Ultra Ball, just like the other one. Oh, and put away your pitchforks. I really do not believe our electric player here is doing anything malicious with the illegal Artisan play. This is like game 5. They might have played even more games in this training session here, so I'm sure the mental strain is a factor here. So no, we're just, this is definitely an honest mistake. So Iono coming down here. I know both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and draw from the top of the deck equal to their remaining prize cards. Gardevoir player gets 5, Miraidon player gets 3. We are looking for, most likely looking for, that Shining Arcana Gardevoir to take the KO on the Miraidon here. Refinement being used, I believe. Yeah, Refinement being used here to discard that useless battle VIP pass and drawing 2 cards from the top of the deck. Ooh, another VIP pass that can be used with the other Kirlia's Refinement. Yep. Second Refinement coming down here. Discarding Battle VIP pass, drawing 2 cards. All these card scenes gotta equal Shining Arcana Gardevoir, right? There it is. I mean, whoop, there it is. Shining Arcana Gardevoir being evolved on the bench using its Shining Arcana ability to look at the top 2 cards. You may attach any energy you drew in those 2 cards to your Pokemon in any way you like and put the rest of them, into your hand. So just straight up draw 2 there. So good. Don't even have to discard anything. Though discarding with the Kirlia is synergistic with this deck, because that's how you can get another way you can get the Psychic Energy in the discard pile to be accelerated with Psychic Embrace. We're eyeballing the retreat there with the Cresselia. I think we're going to see Cresselia retreat into that Shining Arcana Gardevoir. 1 or 2 energy being accelerated onto it, so that it has enough to take the KO on the opposing Miraidon with its Brainwave. I think that's the attack, Brainwave. Does 30 damage for each psychic energy attached to it, plus 60. 60 base, plus 30 for each psychic energy attached to it. With that reversal energy attached, it is live, so since the Gardevoir player is behind in the game, has more prizes than the opponent, reversal energy counts as 3 psychic energy. So I think 2 more psychic energy needing to be accelerated onto the Gardevoir in order to take the KO on the 220 hit point Miraidon. Not before Radiant Greninja hits the bench. Oh my goodness. Alright, another Shining Arcana Gardevoir comes into play, evolving from that Curly on the bench. Shining Arcana being used to draw a couple cards. Artisan coming down. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Kind of keep forgetting about Path. Alright, so now Psychic Embrace on that Gardevoir EX is online since the Artisan came into play. A couple of Psychic Energy being accelerated to that active Gardevoir. A Reversal Energy being attached to that bench Gardevoir. Greninja using its Concealed Cards ability to discard an energy card and draw 2 more cards and knockout. Gardevoir knocks out Miraidon. Free Retreat Zeraora being promoted, and play will resume on the Lightning side. 3 prizes to 3 prizes. So now that Reversal Energy is just a colorless energy. But as we know, there's gonna be a prize card taken. At least, yeah, there's gonna be a prize card taken by the Miraidon player here. So that means on Gardevoir's next turn, that Reversal Energy will be back online for 3 energy. Alright. You have to knock out this active Gardevoir. Bravery Charm being attached to the Raikou V. Lightning Energy manually attached to the Raichu V. Flaffy accelerates an energy onto the other Raikou V with its Dynamotor ability from the discard pile. Zeraora free retreated into the Raikou V with the Bravery Charm that's powered up. I think we're going to see a Fleet-Footed. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Either way, KO. Raikou V takes the KO on the opposing Shining Arcana Gardevoir, giving the Lightning player 2 prizes remaining in the game. Shiny Arcana Gardevoir promoted with the Reversal Energy and Psychic Energy attached. Artisan still in play, no Path of the Peak to be seen anywhere. Ralts hits the bench. And yeah, we've got the return KO here on the Raikou V. It does have the Bravery Charm, giving it 250 HP, but enough energy, thanks to that reversal energy, can be accelerated onto the Shiny Arcana Gardevoir to take the knockout. Super Rod being played here on Gardevoir's side to shuffle back in Kirlia, a Shining Arcana Gardevoir, and a Zamazenta V, it seems. You can shuffle any combination up to 3 of basic energy or Pokemon cards. You don't want to really want to shuffle back in the basic energy, since that gets accelerated from the discard pile with Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace. So, Ralts, Kirlia, Gardevoir line being shuffled back into the deck. That Artisan immediately pulling back out the Ralts and it being put onto the bench. Yep, those two cannot evolve this turn. They were just put into play this turn. You can't evolve the turn you were put into play, unless another card or the card says otherwise. Alright, another Super Rod coming down. Alright. Cycling back in 2 more Pokemon. I didn't see what. Zacian V and Kirlia. Okay. Very good. Our Gardevoir player is building their deck back up. And yep, deck's still pretty thin, so those cards can be found pretty easily, I'm sure. We don't need any of the Gardevoir pieces this turn. Don't need the Kirlia or the Gardevoir this turn, since both of the routes cannot evolve. But we could still see a Shining Arcana be used here to draw a couple cards if the player so chooses to. We could still do a Radiant Greninja concealed cards as well. Artisan was used for the turn. Now let me do some brainwave math here. So yeah, there would need to be 7 energy total on that Shining Arcana Gardevoir in order to take the KO on the Bravery Charmed Raikou V. Shining Arcana being used to take a look at the top 2. No energy found that time, but gets to keep the top 2 cards. Concealed cards being used on Greninja. Discard an energy. Draw 2 more cards. Psychic Energy and Shining Arcana Gardevoir seem to be the hits there. So a Psychic Energy can't even be manually attached to the active Shining Arcana Gardevoir if they choose to do so, or they could hold it for next turn. But no, they're actually going to prepare a Ralts on the bench, attaching the Psychic Energy to it. And here we go, Psychic Embrace. Gardevoir EX's powerful ability, going to accelerate some Psychic Energy from the discard pile. I did the math earlier. We'll see if these players could figure it out here. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energy effectively on that Shining Arcana Gardevoir. Of course, it takes 2 damage counters for each energy accelerated with Psychic Embrace. And I believe that is more than enough to KO the Bravery Charmed Raikou V, taking 2 prizes. Gardevoir does. Gardevoir has 1 prize left. Miraidon has 2. And no way to KO a 2 prize Pokemon, so they are not going to win this turn. Yeah, I think all we can see here is that Raikou V come up and attack. Flaffy can accelerate an energy onto it. with Dynamotor. So we for sure have the energy required. Yep, that's exactly what happens there. Energy accelerated from the discard pile to the Raikou V with Flaffy's ability. Energy manually attached, lightning energy, to the active Zeraora. It would be really cool to see it get the KO here on the active Gardevoir, but I don't think it can do enough. We'll see. I'm not going to look it up quite yet and waste you guys' time with that and miss something. Yep, Zeraora retreats, free retreats into that fleet-footed Raikou using its fleet-footed ability to draw a card from the top of the deck. Forest Seal Stone being placed on that bench Raikou V. And Professor's Research being played to discard the hand and draw 7 fresh, smooth, new cards. Alright, I think that's really all you need to do. Then just hope the Gardevoir player cannot get a KO on their next turn. You did everything you could. Had amazing turns just about every turn. There was an attack missed. I think it was this game where an attack was missed, so maybe that was the difference in all. That made all the difference, I should say. Raikou V will KO the opposing Shining Arcana Gardevoir. Ralts with the energy comes into the active spot very quickly. So we need to see Rare Candy, Shining Arcana, Gardevoir. A bunch of energy accelerated. No Path to the Peak in play. So Gardevoir is free to Psychic Embrace its Psychic homies. Zacian V, there we go. Even that's game then, right? Zacian V hitting the bench. Yep, that's got to be game. All right, before we get there, well, I guess we got some video to go. So Zacian V hits the bench. Ralts retreats into the Zacian V, and then there's more than enough psychic energy in the discard pile to accelerate to that Zacian V. That's going to become active and then take the KO on that opposing Raikou V, taking the last prize of the game. Wow, good game. That is the last recorded game of the Peoria training session on August 26th. So yeah, what a set. It took a long period of time to record all the commentary for it finally, but we got there. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.